Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon when you're watching this video. Today, we're going to talk about a coin from the Barber series, the Barber Quarter. We're going to review a little bit about its history, and we're going to use my coins as an example on how to do surface grading using a free app from PCGS. This will help us find a reference cost for our coins. In addition, we are also going to discuss what are the years and min marks that are more scarce and therefore more valuable. Without further ado, let's get this started. Coins are usually referred to by their design, not their designer. The Mercury dime, the Franklin half dollar, the Walking Liberty half dollar, the Lincoln cent, and almost all other coins give no clues except for the initials hidden somewhere on the coin to the designer's identity. Only 4 US coin designs are known solely by their designer's name. For instance, Christian Gobrecht and George T. Morgan are famous for their beautiful dollars. August Saint Gaudens, the famous sculptor, designed the magnificent 20th century $20 gold coin. However, Charles Barber achieved equal notoriety due more to the controversies of his office than for the beauty of his designs. Speaking about the design of the coin, the Treasury Department, against the advice of Charles Barber, organized a competition to produce the new designs. Barber, August Saint Gaudens, and engraver Henry Mitchell were chosen to judge the contest. The result was disastrous, mostly because the judges believed themselves to be better designers than the contestants. In the end, Charles Barber got what he had wanted all along. With the support of the new Mint director Edward O. Leach, he was chosen to do the design work. The Barber Quarter, as adopted in 1892, shows a bust of Liberty, similar in style to the Morgan dollar, but facing right. She is wearing a Liberty cap or a Phrygian cap with a laurel wreath, and a ribbon ties her hair in the back of her neck. In God We Trust appears above her head, and the date appears below. There are 6 stars on the left and 7 stars to the right, represent the original 13 colonies from the British. The reverse of the coin imitates the Great Seal of the United States. We can see an eagle with outstretched wings holding an olive branch in the right claw and a sheaf of 13 arrows in the left to symbolize peace and strength. There is a ribbon with the motto E pluribus unum, of many one, and we can see 13 stars in the back field. Again, a resemblance for the 13 colonies. The nominal value is below the eagle, and we can see also the min mark below the eagle's tail feathers. When the first Barber quarters were struck in January of 1892, it was discovered that the coins wouldn't stack properly. This problem was resolved by altering the relief and design elements. Thus, there are 2 types of 1892 quarters. The easiest way to identify them is by the reverse. On type 1, the eagle's left wing crosses the letter E in United, below the middle serif. Leaving most of the letter exposed. The type 2 covers most of the letter E and the middle serif is hidden. Then there is a third type, introduced in 1900s, with the eagle's wing extending beyond the top of the letter E, like in my coin. In order to assess the cost of your coin, there are four main elements that need to be considered. First is the surface grading. How much wear and tear does your coin have? Second is the striking. How sharp are the lines in your coin? Third is the luster. How shiny and what type of shine does your coin have? And finally is the eye appeal, also known as patina. These four elements combined with the mint mark and the mint year and how scarce are they will definitely have a big impact in the cost of your coin. For surface grading, let's use two of my coins as an example. As you can see from the video, I have two examples of a Barber Quarter, one minted in 1914 and the other one in 1908, both with different degree of wear and tear. So let's use them as an example to use a free app from PCGS that give you a visual indication, a visual clue that you can use to compare your coins against. Let's do that. As mentioned before, we're going to be using a free app released by PCGS. It's called CoinFacts. It's a free app. You can download it from the App Store. And the neat part of it is that you have a catalog or all of available US coins, as you can see from the left side. And in this case, let's look for the colors. Then we will select the Barber Quarter. And there is a section within the app that is called PCGS Photo Grade. And this is very neat because it will display a visual example on each grade that you can zoom in to compare your coin against. It's fairly simple. There's both sides of the coin and a number which indicates the surface grade of the coin. Then you can just visually compare against yours. In our case, we're going to use this setup just to be able to see in a much bigger screen using an iPad my Barber Quarter. So from my quarter, you can see that there are still some level of details, although all of the high points of the coin, I think they're already gone. So let's use this and compare against the guide on the application. You just scroll and look for the one that more or less resembles your coin. You can see from here, let's say that we started with a level 20, and we can just as easy compare that one and go check yours. So you can tell if it looks like it. Then you can do it for both sides. So that is also important to compare both sides. Like on this one, it's a level 20. You can see some wear and tear on the feathers. So let's check out on our coin. And we see a similar wear and tear on the feathers. You can keep scrolling. Just to be on the safe side, I think that it will be between 20 and 25 in this case of this coin. Now let's try out with the more worn coin right there. And on this one you can tell that we are only able to see like a shadow of a Lady Liberty, no features are noted, although we can still read "In God We Trust" on top, and definitely we can see the minted year below. Some shadow figures of the stars. So definitely, let's compare against the guideline. We would have to scroll way down. So I would say that coming from the fact that on my coin we can still read the letters. Number two, letters are gone. You cannot see them. So I would say that it will fit in between a number 2 and a number 3. Basically, because on this one we can still see some of the ear of Lady Liberty, and on mine is pretty much gone. So some trade here between the features of the coin. So between a 2 and a number 3. So this is just a reference. There are some very good videos available from PCGS that will explain further how to grade your coins. I just thought that this app is very helpful to give you a reference baseline to compare against. Now, using this app, we can scroll way up to the highest levels of surface grading of the coins, and then we can see a couple of things. First is that the higher you go in the number, you can really see all of the details behind the coin as it was designed. You can see all the sharpness in the design of the hair of Lady Liberty. Clearly the legends are noted, the shape of the stars. These type of coins are, in addition to being uncirculated, meaning that they never were used in commerce or in trading. They were minted and somebody put them aside. These were also, I would say, the first one that were minted, so pretty much all the details of the die were passed to the planchets of the coin. You can almost see the feathers on the eagle. So that's very important when we're going to assess the coin value. There could be coins that are uncirculated, but they are not as sharp as these ones. Definitely will have an impact on the grading. But the good thing is that you can use this app to really blow up the images and really observe the details, the beauty of the details on each coin. The other cool feature of this app is that it provides you with a price guide, which is basically a matrix that shows the grades that we just saw on the photo grade section of the app, and also in this column it shows the years and also the mint marks of the coins. It's kind of like a matrix that you can assess whether according to the year of your coin and where it was minted versus the current condition, and it will give you a reference, big capital letters, reference cost of that coin based on US dollars. So let's use that to grade and assess my coins. So one of my coins was minted in 1914, and it was also minted in Denver. You can see the D below the eagle feathers. So 1914, minted in Denver. We will scroll to that particular year, 1914, and look for the mint mark of with a D, Denver, right there. Then as we discussed, it was between a 20 and a 25. So we scroll the matrix, 20, 25, there you go. You have a reference value of between $57 and $70. Now let's check on the other coin. This one is more worn, was made in 1908, and this one was minted in New Orleans. That's because it has an O underneath the feathers. So 1908 from New Orleans. We look for that particular row. 1908 New Orleans. But let's move way back. So $13-16. That's the reference value. You probably can get it a bit cheaper than that, like I did. But again, this is just I give you a guideline. Don't want anybody to stress about this. It's just a reference, a starting point. Now let's talk about the samples that are more expensive when it comes to barber cutters, which is a perfect example of the other major aspect of the value of a coin, which is the scarcity. So in this case, you can see from the app the 1913 year minted in Denver versus the 1913 same year but minted in San Francisco with an S. You can see the jump in values, even a very high levels of or low levels of surface grading. You can see the difference in value between those two coins. If you keep moving to higher surface grading levels, you can see 1913S can be worth it as much as $180,000. Quite some money. Then you may be asking why. This is related to the fact that the 1913S in San Francisco were only minted 40,000 coins versus the 1913D in Denver, they were minted almost 1.5 million of these coins. So the probabilities of having a 1913D is much bigger than the 1913S. Same case with the even more costly example, which is 1901. Let me scroll up right here, 1901S, and you can already tell by the numbers that this is the most expensive barber cutter. You find it uncirculated, perfect grading, could be almost $500,000. This one in particular were only minted 72,000 cutters. Quite some money for a coin. Well, there you have it, my friends. The barber cutter. The most valuable combinations between mint mark and year is 1901 and 1913 from San Francisco. You want to look for the mint mark on the reverse of the coin, below the eagle's feather. Look for an S to make sure that your coin was minted in San Francisco. If you like this video, please subscribe, give us a like, and until next time.